The web browser, it really hasn't changed all that much in decades, has it? But what if it did? Today, we're diving deep into OpenAI's new AI-powered browser, ChatGPT Atlas. It's a really bold attempt to completely rethink how we interact with the internet. So let's explore what it is and what it might mean for all of us. Here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll start with the big vision. Why even bother rethinking the browser in the first place? Then we'll properly meet Atlas and see its core experience in action. After that, we'll get into the super futuristic agent mode before we wrap things up with the really critical questions of control, safety, and what's coming next. So why build a whole new browser right now? I mean, think about it. Other than tabs, the basic way we use a browser has been pretty much the same for years and years. OpenAI is betting that the rise of AI gives us this rare, massive opportunity to finally redesign our main gateway to the entire internet. And this quote from their announcement really just says it all, doesn't it? OpenAI isn't just trying to tack on a new feature. They see AI as a chance to totally reimagine the browser from the ground up, just like how the URL bar and the search box defined a whole different era of the web. This slide really highlights the fundamental shift in thinking. On one hand, you have traditional browsers. They're basically static windows for showing you information, and let's be honest, they can get cluttered and complicated. The vision for Atlas, though, is to replace all that complexity with a simple, dynamic conversation. The chat interface isn't just an add-on, it's the new control center for everything you do online. Okay, so let's see how this big vision actually turns into a real product. The team was super clear that Atlas shouldn't feel like a normal browser with a chat button just kind of bolted onto the side. This definition really gets to the core of their goal. Atlas is built from scratch with ChatGPT as its beating heart. The whole idea is that if you have an AI companion right there with you all the time, it'll encourage you to be more curious, to ask more questions, and, well, to get more done. The entire experience really rests on three main pillars. First, you've got Chat Anywhere, which keeps ChatGPT by your side no matter what you're doing. Second is browser memory, which lets Atlas learn and get more personalized over time. And third, this is the really futuristic one, is agent actions, where the browser can actually do things for you. So what does it actually feel like to use Atlas every day? Let's break down how these core features work in the real world. The key phrase here is companion sidebar. Imagine this. You're on any web page, you pop open ChatGPT, and it instantly knows everything about the page you're looking at. So you could be on GitHub and ask it to summarize a chunk of code, or even check if it's safe to merge. The browser goes from just showing you information to actively understanding it. Next up is memory. Now, just like in the regular ChatGPT app, the more you use Atlas, the more personalized and helpful it gets. But where this really gets cool is with search. Instead of just a one-off query, you can have a real back-and-forth conversation with your search results, asking follow-up questions to dig deeper and really get to the bottom of a topic. This feature, Cursor Chat, is brilliant because it gets rid of a super common, tedious workflow. Copying text from an email, opening a new tab for ChatGPT, pasting it in, then copying the result back. You can do it all in one spot now. Just highlight your text, give a prompt like, make this sound more professional, and boom, update it right there. It's a simple change that removes so much friction. All right, now we're getting to the most powerful and honestly mind-bending part of Atlas, agent mode. This is where the browser stops being just a tool that you use and becomes an assistant that takes action for you. This is the fundamental question behind agent mode. It is all about delegation. So instead of you having to manually click through websites, fill out forms, and do all that busy work, you can just describe what you want to do and let the browser handle it. Okay, here's a perfect example. Let's say you have a project plan sitting in a Google Doc. You can just ask the Atlas agent to create all the project tickets in a tool like Linear. It will actually read the document, open up Linear in another tab, create each issue, and even tag the right people. It's like having your own little project manager right in your browser. And hey, it's not just for work stuff. You could be looking at a recipe online and ask the agent to build a shopping list for 8 people and then order the ingredients. It'll do the math, navigate over to a service like Instacart, and fill up your cart for you. And it'll stop right before the final purchase, so you always have the last day. Of course, giving a browser this much power and autonomy, it raises some pretty important questions about safety, about control, and about what this all means for the future. The team at OpenAI knows that an autonomous agent introduces new risks. That's a given. And that's exactly why they've built this entire system with user control as a fundamental, non-negotiable principle. So, the main thing to remember here is that you are always in the driver's seat. The agent is totally sandboxed inside your browser tabs. It can't go messing with other files on your computer. You have to approve every single action it suggests. The memory features are completely optional. And of course, there's a full incognito mode for when you want to browse privately. Looking way down the road, the team has this really playful term for their ultimate vision: vibe lifing. The goal is for this agent to become a true digital assistant that you can delegate all kinds of tasks to, at work and in your personal life, freeing you up to focus on the things that really matter. And that brings us to a final question for you to think about. As this kind of technology continues to evolve, what are the tedious, complicated, or just plain time-consuming digital tasks you would want to hand off to a personal AI agent? The possibilities, they're pretty staggering to think about.